And we are live. How are
Hey,
you? Good evening.
good evening. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, honey. Happy Sunday. Absolutely. So before we go ahead and officially get started, I'm looking to make sure that we're actually live
Okay.
so people can see us, hear us, laugh with us. And it
Right.
says I'm live.
Yes,
Absolutely.
we're
Okay, here we
live.
are.
We're live. Where y'all at? Come on in
Yes.
the room. Hey, come on in the room. Come on
Girl, you
in.
made me about to start doing a jig. A
It's
little Sunday.
Sunday. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. We got to get the people some gospel on this Sunday. Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. And you know
Come
what I love
on.
about you is that beautiful voice. Listen, I did not know until I came to your show and I'm like, wait a minute. And the spoken word. Wait a minute. Okay. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love
Oh,
it.
thank you
Love
so
it.
much, Dr. Fiona. You're amazing. And you were so supportive. I just want to say, thank you for being so supportive, with the benefit concert. And, thank you for being supportive with the Health and Wellness Committee and just really helping push me, to another level in doing this. Is really appreciated. So I'm really grateful for you. So thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So that's one of the things, and we can get into it. I feel
Yeah,
like we need to greet the people before we start doing our thing. So
of
I
course.
see us live. We are live on
Okay.
LinkedIn and we are live on Facebook. So, um, y'all, if y'all don't know me, my name is Dr. Fiona. I own Black and Perry, where I prioritize and help women, Black women especially, in their midlife and over 40 to prioritize their health and wellness, to help them through, empower them through that menopause transition period when things are changing and we have
Mhm.
lots of questions. So that's who I am. I'll turn it over to my fabulous co-host, Chai, to introduce herself.
Hello, everybody. Chai, like the tea, your community holistic wellness practitioner, as well as the marketplace pastor. And I am so excited to be in this vein of representing my company, Inside Out Health and Beauty, where we are improving. I got to get my tongue tied in this, right?
That's
Improving
all
the
right.
quality of life from the inside out. We are transforming lives through natural holistic modalities, through custom wellness programs, through coaching, through education, just all of the amazing things people just need to be made aware of regarding their health and wellness. So I'm so grateful to, just begin to lean into these conversations this month as we kick off Women's History Month. Let's get it. Let's do it.
Yes, honey, let's get it. So, y'all, we are excited to kick off this month. One of the things we are doing and while we are here is to share how we have come together as women, not just Chai and I, but we have some other colleagues who you will meet later in the week and then next
Yes.
week because we've come together to put together an
Hmm.
amazing wellness experience in person. We wish, some of you who are further could join us, but it's in person this time around. And we will talk about that. But one of the things I wanted to say when you said thank you for being supportive is that one of the things I really enjoy is collaboration. And this event that we'll be talking about is one of those things where we'll be able to definitely
Yes.
support each other and
Yes.
collaborate. So let's get into it. So that's the name of our event. But before we get all into that, why? Because you're the one who said, I want to do this event. Why did you want to do this event? Tell us
Yeah.
your
So I
vision.
want to do this event because most of the time, women in the health and wellness space are always serving. We're always giving. We're always pouring out. And more times than not, we don't take the time to step back to really be poured into. And so, people learn to give, but it's hard for people to receive sometimes. So, what I wanted to do is create a space for wellness professionals where they can come and just be blessed, right? Be poured into. And so oftentimes people in the health and wellness space are what I call unsung heroes and sheroes, right? And there's so much work being done in the area of women's healthcare, activism, advancement in the health and wellness industry. And so I thought, what better time than now to really pour into women that are in this health and wellness space, to really give them the fuel they need to finish the year strong, but also to bring us together to create community. Like, I think sometimes we're in these silos and we're just doing our thing, especially like me in this little health and wellness space. And you got this other practitioner doing this and this practitioner doing this. And it's like, when can we really just come together to just be? Right. And to just, enjoy each other and to just talk shop, right, with each other, not in a networking style, right? Or in a workshop style where we're in a room listening to somebody talk and then we're networking for a few minutes and then we go on back to what we do. But literally create a space where we can just really enjoy each other's company for the day, but also be poured into, because we need it. We need it, y'all. We need it.
I need it. I don't know about them. I'm pretty sure they do. They just don't know they need it until we came on here to tell them. They don't know. But we just told them, so now they know. So one of the things I loved about what you said and what I hear, the shortened version, is that we get to avoid being transactional. Because a lot of times life is moving so fast. We have multiple responsibilities. We're serving, we're pouring. So when we connect with each other, it's very transactional at times, right? It's not very intentional to just be with each other and just enjoy each other's company. So I love, love, love what you said. So y'all, already you hear just a tad bit. We give you a little teaser about what this is about. But just to focus a little bit more on our Women's History Month, we have a few questions. We're going to answer them, and we want you to answer them in the chat as well. We want you to know. We want to know what you're thinking, and I'll check the chat from time to time to see if there are responses there. If you're on the replay, please still put a response, because we will come back and look at the responses. So, first question for us: who is a woman in wellness, historical or personal, who has inspired you?
You want me to start?
Yeah,
Jenny
go
Joseph.
ahead.
She's a woman.
Oh.
So Jenny Joseph is my mentor. She is a midwife, and she has opened birthing centers in the South Florida area. And she is very inspirational to me. She's doing some amazing things in the health and the perinatal wellness space. She also has a school where she trains and equips midwives, doulas, and just doing some amazing things, even as an advocate and an educator on some of the national platforms around health and wellness. And so she is a woman that I sought out very early on in this work, just to learn from, to glean from. And I've had the pleasure to not only meet her at the Black Health Matters Summit, but also to visit her in Florida and to get a tour of the birth centers and to have lunch with her and to sit down and have very candid conversation with her just about how to do this for the long haul. Because oftentimes people get into this work and it's very short-lived, or they don't see immediate results and then they give up. But she's one of those women that are making history and creating a legacy that is long-term. And so I really wanted to sit at her feet. I continue to learn from her and glean from her, and, looking forward to just really following in her footsteps. So Jenny Joseph would definitely be the one that I would recommend or highlight for this particular event.
The applauses, hand claps,
yes,
flowers, all of the things. We salute you. We salute you, sister. I would say for me, it may seem maybe cliche or unexpected, but for me, it's actually Tabitha Brown. And she's, I would say, yeah. So hear me out. Hear me out, y'all. So she's not necessarily a health or wellness practitioner, but why I really admire her is because at some point, health and wellness was very elitist, especially the word wellness. It was not very accessible. It wasn't inclusive. It was for people who had a certain demographic or certain amount of money, who could afford certain experiences. And I just felt like when she came on the scene and the more she became this bigger
Mm-hmm.
influencer, she changed that. She made wellness more relatable. So people who thought that they couldn't engage in self-care and wellness and even be a wellness coach or a practitioner, all of a sudden people felt like, oh, well, this could be for me or this is
Yeah.
for me, right? So I felt like she democratized wellness so that it's for everybody and everybody sees themselves in it and everybody sees where they may not be able to afford everything now, but they see where they can have access. So that's the one for she's the one for
Hmm.
me.
Yeah, that's a good. She's actually a great one. I love the fact that you talked about her making health and wellness palatable, right? An achievable goal through her products, through her social media influence, right? Through just all the things that she's been able to create to help people see nutrition in a very different way, making, healthy foods taste good, right? So yeah, I definitely concur with Tabitha. She is definitely somebody I would be like, shout out to Tab, right? Because she definitely created a lane, where us as practitioners can have these conversations with people, and it's not like, what, it's not foreign. And they go, yeah, I heard Tabitha Brown talk about that, or I read her book, or I bought her cookbook, or I tried some of her products. And so they now are able to take the education they're getting from us as practitioners and just kind of use some of the tools that have been introduced to say, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. So yeah, she's definitely somebody that I would definitely say shout out to Tab for her work that she's doing in the community. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even think that she realized, maybe she does, but that's what she was really doing when she started and even now. But I just think it's so amazing because as a registered dietitian, one of my superpowers, for a very long time in my early
Mhm.
career, I would hear from patients and clients about not necessarily me, but in some ways, and about not only dietitians but other medical professionals, about how unrelatable the information, the tools, all the things would
Yes.
be, right? And then we have responsible influencers who come on board and they
Yes.
bridge that gap for us. So to your point, yes, absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. So shifting gears a little bit, because we advertise women in wellness, past, present, and
Mhm.
future. So what comes to your mind when you think about women in wellness, past, present, and future?
Because of the industry I'm in, I think about granny midwives. I think about those midwives that instinctively knew what to do and how to care for moms that were preparing for labor. Just instinctively, it's a part of our culture, it's a part of our DNA. We know how to provide care, and support a mom while she's in labor. And I think industry systems have kind of made this into something that is very watered down, very hard to get into, very regulated, right? If I could use those words, where traditionally, you always had your homegirl right there holding your hand when you were birthing the baby, or you had your mom or your grandmother, right? Right there helping you have this baby. So when I think about the past, I think about the granny midwives. I think about those women that have gone before us to even who've even had to sacrifice their own bodies as science experiments, right? In the industry. And I won't dig into that too much, but maybe in the future we can kind of have those conversations, have Jenny on or something. But I think about those women that have sacrificed their lives, their bodies to make sure, dedicated their lives to science, let's just say that, in order to know how to care for a woman in the maternal health space. So that's what comes to mind when I think about history. I also think about just how history has changed, how we see wellness today based on, back in the day when I thought about history, we were out snapping peas, picking greens from the garden. We were just doing things very organically, right in the backyard, right? Right. And so now everything
Right.
is
Yes,
commercialized,
ma'am.
you know, and even the quality of the products that we get in the grocery store are not the same that we used to get, you know, in the backyard in North Carolina on the summer. We used to have to go out there and, pig slop and, all the things. We was working in the field, working in the farms, right? When we were younger as kids, and now it's like it's so foreign, right? But now it's becoming a buzzword to have a farm and to kind of grow your own, produce and things like that in the home. But it was part of what we did. It was normal. It was a normal way of life, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Man, girl, you are saying a
I know
lot.
you
Yeah,
see me.
you
I'm
just took me
like,
back to no, 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 no.
okay,
I'm with it. You just took me back to when I was I grew up part of my formative years in the Caribbean in Guyana, and so we didn't really know any other way except what you're
yeah,
describing. Where like, yes, you had to grow your own food, and then you got to go pick it, and if we went
mhm,
fishing to get the fish and all the kind
yes,
of things, right? You are right. Like the past was, and even from a public health lens, right now, the past was a lot you have to think a lot less about health and
mhm,
wellness, right? It just was a natural
yeah,
part of life, and now we have to be so much more intentional about making sure we eat well and do all the things that will keep us
mhm,
well. So I
yeah,
totally get it. I'm
yeah.
so with you. I'm so with you. Any other thoughts before I share some of mine in terms of past,
No,
present,
those are
and
the two that
future?
came up for me. Those will be the two highlights. Go ahead, share yours. Share yours. I want to know. I want to know.
Yeah. So when I thought about past, present, and future, and especially when I thought about what we are trying to accomplish in terms of this particular experience on the 15th of
Mhm,
March, I thought about how our mindset in health care and health and wellness really has
mhm,
changed. So you alluded to it in the beginning. So we went from a model of, you just serve, serve, serve,
mhm.
serve, serve,
Yep.
serve. And then you burn out. It's like you burn out, you burn out, you burn out. And then you either the way you connect with your patients and clients, like that experience for the patient and clients, suffer, and there are other things that you suffer and your family
Mhm.
suffer, to this movement where we're having conversations now about, we have a word for it, it's called
Yes.
burnout. Like past, we didn't have a word for it. We didn't call it burnout. We just thought we were serving, and we just how it needed to be. So now we're in this space where there's a name for it. We have trainings for it,
Mhm,
right? Even like medical schools and healthcare curriculum have in there where there's a conversation about burnout prevention, burnout recovery. So I just love the past, how we've moved from the past to the
mhm,
present. And just thinking about the future, I can't wait to see how much more we're going to engage in those types of
mhm.
conversations, and really how AI is going to play a role in that now that we're into all the tech and the AI, and just trying to see. I'm thinking future, like what would that look like? I
Yeah.
can't imagine right now, but just thinking about how that will play a role in the way that we do practitioners. So
Mhm.
I'm going to be looking at the chat. I don't want us to be having the only ones having fun. Let me make sure that I'm addressing anyone who may be in the chat. Okay. So I see we have people watching, but I don't see any comments. So y'all, we're gonna pause to reset the room just in case y'all missed it. Y'all missed it. I'm Dr. Fiona. I'm a member of the Health and Wellness Committee for Atlanta Black Chambers, and I have with me.
Chai, like the tea, Matthias, co-chair of the Atlanta Black Chambers Health and Wellness Committee and founder of Inside Out Health and Beauty.
All right, thank you. And so we have been having this amazing conversation. We talked a little bit about Flourish and Thrive, the event that we will be telling you about in a few minutes, why, and Chai, if you could just, for those who are just joining in the room, they just got up in here, they don't know what we're saying. So can you give them a brief summary of why you wanted us to collaborate as women in wellness for this event?
Yes. So what we wanted to do was to curate a wellness escape for women in wellness produced by women wellness professionals, right? We realized that, to Fiona's point about burnout, always giving, always pouring, always serving, right? But never really having the time and the space to really just be served, right? And so we've curated this amazing wellness experience for women in wellness. So whether that's medicine or in the holistic wellness space, functional medicine space, we want to invite you out to just come out and enjoy the day. Not only that, we wanted to create community. Oftentimes we work in silos, right? We're women, and so we're focused. We go to work, we take care of work, and then we go to our families and we take care of our families, and we really don't have the space and the time to really connect with each other. So we wanted to create a space where it wasn't, to your point, Fiona, transactional. Like, hey, nice to meet you. Here's my business card. All right, let's get together. Let's have lunch. Let's have coffee. And oftentimes that never happens because you're too busy to follow up, right? But we really wanted to create a space where you can just come and be for the day. So you're going to come in your comfy clothes, your sweats, your exercise clothes, and we're just going to be pampered for an entire day, right? And so you'll have a wellness pass. It's a day of respite, renewal, transformation, and connection. So that's what this day is.
Yes, and so Chai came to us in our health and wellness committee, and she said, "Listen, we need to do this thing." So what happened is that we formed a smaller committee of, and you'll meet some more of our colleagues a little later on in the week and the next week. So we have collaborated. This is Women's History Month, so we are collaborating as women in wellness to serve other women in wellness. So we need y'all. We listen.
Yes.
If you are in Atlanta, if you are in a neighboring state, if you're in Alabama, wherever you are that's close enough, we need you to see you, right? We need to see you on the 15th. The information is scrolling across the screen. Make sure y'all check it out. And we're going to give you the link when we are finished. So to reset our conversation and let y'all know what we've been talking about, we won't tell you the whole thing, but we have been talking about, we had two questions. I shared who I admire, who I'm inspired by in wellness, and so did Chai. I said Tabitha Brown, and y'all could watch the replay to get the whole thing. Chai, who did you say?
Jenny Joseph, licensed midwife in South Florida.
Yes, and we need y'all to tell us in the chat who is a woman in wellness who you are inspired by. We are nosy and we want to know. We are all yes, we do. We also want to know this. We want to know, when you think about women in wellness, past, present, and future, like what comes to your mind? So I had some thoughts around burnout and how, like, in this day and age, we're just like, no, we're not doing that anymore. At least a lot of us, a great number of us, we're not doing that anymore. We're going to serve, but we're going to serve for a place where we are well and healthy, and we're taking care of our well-being as best as we can. That was my present. The past is we were just serving until we were burned out. We're not doing that anymore. So, Chai, you mentioned some of the things that you talked about, so the good folk can hear what you had to say.
Yeah, well, one of the things that came to mind was just, nutrition we used to pick from the backyard, right? Them good old collard greens and all these healthy foods options that we had that were right in the backyard that we used to have to go hand pick and prepare. I also talked about the granny midwives who were the founders, of the midwifery movement, and just women in general, your mom, your grandmother, your sister girl that was right there with you while you were laboring and preparing for labor, right? And so those things come to mind when I think about the past. I think about nutrition, and I think about support, the support of women, the support of community. And I think life is lifing. Things are moving very fast. People are very busy, burning the candle on both ends. And unfortunately, that will be to your demise if you continue to go at that pace. And so we want to just kind of take a pause, take a beat, take a moment to make history by taking care of yourself. We like to say, put your own mask on first. And oftentimes we do not do that. We're always worried about somebody else. You cannot take care of others or your business unless you're taking care of yourself. So definitely put your mask on first.
Mic drop on that one.
Oh.
So let's go on because the people need to know. They need to know what's happening on the 15th. So y'all, so I'll have Chai talk about a little bit more of these experiences. But when is this experience? It is on Saturday, March 15th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We come together. We're having these experiences, and we will be at Studio House Atlanta. Where is it? It's scrolling across your screen, so you can see it right there. So, Chai, do you want to talk a little bit more about some of the experiences we'll be having on that day?
Yeah, so you're going to, first of all, scroll over to Eventbrite to purchase your ticket. It's an experience ticket or experience wellness ticket, and it includes a number of services throughout the day. We're also going to have valet parking for you, so you don't even have to worry about parking. So we don't even want to hear your excuses. You just need to get in the building. But when you get there, we're going to have pass hors d'oeuvre, brunch, breakfast. We're going to have beverages, mimosas, because we know our ladies like mimosas. We're going to have vendors there that are in the health and wellness space. We're going to have wellness sessions, special curated group wellness sessions, as well as private wellness sessions that you can experience. You're going to meet some of those practitioners this week on some of these lives that we're going to have. And then as you register, you're going to get more details on what these experience stations are going to be. But one of the things I want to just share really quick is we're going to have like pelvic floor power lab. I don't know about you, Dr. Fiona. I didn't know nothing about no pelvic floor specialist after I had my children. Did you know anything about pelvic floor?
I did not know until I got to until I got to perimenopause, and they were like, your floor is getting weak. I'm like, what floor?
What
And
floor?
then
What
that's
floor
how
are we
I
talking
learned.
about? So we're going to have a pelvic floor power lab. We're going to have, the Afrobeat Zumba. We're going to have like stretching modalities. We're going to have tastings, food. Chef Couture is going to, with All About the Minis, is going to be curating these amazing bites throughout the day. We're going to have a glow up bar where you're going to take care of your skincare and facials and all the things. We're going to have a journaling room, a sound room, a wellness suite. We're going to have educational workshops throughout the day. And of course, private spa services. We're going to have a plant wellness station where you're going to be able to put your hands in the soil and actually create, a potted experience. There's going to be so many amazing things to do throughout the day. And then of course, between now and the 15th, there are going to be other things that we add to the mix just to make sure that we fill that time with goodness. And so if you just decide, I just want to come and I just want to lay out on the floor in one of those amazing beanbag chairs, come and do that. If you want to just come and just hang out with your sister and just relax in the sound room and just sleep and journal, come and do that. Bring your mat. If you feel like, I'm going to bring my mat and I just want to go and just lay out, do that. Whatever you feel like you want to do, we want to create a space for you to do that. But we also want to create experiences so that you can take care of you. And so again, this whole thing is all about women in wellness, taking care of themselves, putting their mask on first so that when they go back out into the world, they're ready. They're ready to take on and seize the day, seize their family, seize their businesses because they're rested, they're revived, they're feeling renewed, rejuvenated. And it's like, let's go. I can do this at least for 3 more months before I need another I need another respite.
Yes, that's it right there. That's it right there. So as you were talking, just to let everyone know, as you were talking, I actually put the link in the chat. So both on LinkedIn and Facebook, the link is in the chat. So y'all have no excuse. Y'all got
No,
the link. Y'all can go over there right now as y'all are listening to us, right?
yes.
And so I mean that is fabulous. That is like, what else could you need? You it's all there. It's
All
all
here.
there. It's
Mani
women.
pedi, reflexology, massage. I mean,
Listen,
anything you can think of in the wellness space. And hey, why don't you take a minute in the chat and tell us what you want me to add to the wellness space? Well, let's do
I
that,
like
Dr.
that.
Fiona. Let's
Let's
ask the
see. Let's
ladies
see.
what they want. What do you want us to add to this wellness event? Because it's curated for you. So we had our ideas. We sat around and talked about what would you want to have in the space as a practitioner, right? Something really, intense that you might need. So we knew massage, we knew facials, we knew mani pedis, we knew like, the sound room where we can just journal and lay out. We knew all of those things. But what else would you like to have at this experience? Come on, tell us some of your favorite wellness things that you do to take care of you. Food, drink, got it, check, check.
Let me see. Let me look up here in this chat. I
Okay.
see people watching, but they're shy. I don't know why
They
they're
shy.
shy. Why
I
are
don't
they
know why
shy?
people
They
shy. Don't be
shy.
shy. Don't be
We
scared. Don't
going
be scared, Creed. Don't be
don't be scared. Don't be yeah. So we're gonna come back and look at here after to see your comments, and especially again when you want to replay, please make sure you take some time, answer our questions. We're gonna be looking. We want to see what you're saying, and if there's something that we're not offering, and you said that's what you want, we're gonna make it happen. We just need to make sure you buy a ticket and come experience what you're asking for now. So
Yes, 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 yes.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. So any last words? Any last words for our folks until we come back on the 5th on Wednesday with Dr. Babs?
Dr. Babs is coming. No, I mean, I think again, our biggest thing is to make sure that we're explaining what this curated wellness experience is going to be. I know oftentimes women go away to weekend retreats and they have some of these experiences in a retreat like setting. But how often do you just have a day pass? Because sometimes to go away for a weekend is a lot if you have small children at home or you have responsibilities, right? But the day pass, that's what we're calling it. Just the day pass wellness experience just for you. Leave the kids, leave hubby, leave all the responsibility, leave the work, leave all that stuff. Don't bring your laptop. Please don't bring your laptop. We wanted to tell you to leave your phone in the car. That's what we wanted to tell you. But we know that there might be some separation anxiety associated with that. So
I'm guilty. So guilty.
so maybe we'll have like a little basket where you can just put
Yes.
put your phones in a little basket and just disconnect and unplug for a minute. But we really just wanted to create a space where we can connect intentionally. Again, a biggest part that I really want to stress, even outside of the experiences, is community. We can no longer operate in silos. We have to come together as one. And so we're creating this amazing tribe of wellness professionals, women in wellness, so that we can be there for each other, so that we can support each other, so that we can, what do you call it? Barter services. Yep. It's all of these things. So we would just want to create something where we can be there for each other because no woman is an island unto herself.
Hey, I love it. I love it. One more thing, y'all. When you're coming, we know we're all beautiful. We know we're cute. We know we're fashionistas. But
Yeah,
for this one, leave the heels, leave the cute
please.
dresses, come in your cute Pilates, athleisure. So we're rocking the
Athleisure.
athleisure fashion,
Leisure
right? So we're doing some
hat.
athleisure fashion. We're not about the heels this time because we want to make sure that, it's just a chill time. Chill
Yeah.
time. So anything else before we wrap it up?
No, I think that's it. I think we explained it well. We've, told everybody what this experience is going to be about. We've got some amazing wellness professionals that are going to be joining us on the platform. So if you weren't able to get on this with us live, definitely we hope that you were able to catch the replay. Join us as we just kind of roll out these between now and the 15th. We've got some amazing campaigns that we're going to be rolling out for you. And if you're close to Georgia and you can drive on in, come on. You ain't got nothing like this in your city. So just come on. Just come on, drive on up for the day and just hang out with us. And let's just create something amazing. Let's create something amazing.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna be looking in the chat after. Remember, the link is there. Reach out to us in the chat or send us a message, and we're gonna respond and give you the information that you need. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you on Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Y'all have a good night. Have an empowered Monday. I forgot what day was. An empowered empowered Monday and empowered week until we see you again. Take good care.
Have a blessed day.